What's up everybody, 49's Fine, back at you again today with another precious metals video. And today I wanted to talk about the attitude that some traditional investors and the general public have towards silver and gold stackers. Let's get into it. A huge thank you to our community members. Thank you guys very much for being part of the finest. Let me preface this video by stating this is not financial advice. Do your own research, come to your own conclusions based upon that research, and please like and subscribe on this video if you enjoyed the content. We're pushing hard for 3,000 subs. From silver being a pointless purchase all the way to silver and gold stackers straight up being called stupid, there's a lot of negative attitude towards the idea of silver and gold stacking. I'll start off by saying that I invest in stocks, I invest in land and real estate, but a lot of my counterparts that invest in the same things have a negative attitude towards stackers. Whether it's outdated, whether it's considered a conspiracy theorist hobby, silver and gold stackers have heard it all. Despite the negative attitude people have towards silver and gold stackers that we see from time to time, especially from some popular large financial figures like Warren Buffett or Mark Cuban, silver and gold stackers have stayed true to the grind. They've stayed true to the discipline of making the sacrifices to pick up the metals that they want so badly. While Mark Cuban will call it a religion and Dave Ramsey will call it a useless rock, stackers are steadfast in their approach to gathering up as much wealth as possible with precious metals. And today I wanted to focus specifically on what we have seen these metals do. It wasn't very long ago at all that silver was $20 an ounce. Now we're floating well above $30 an ounce. It's really starting to look like $40 an ounce isn't that much of a pipe dream anymore, and it's something that could happen within the next 18 months possibly. Now I could be wrong about that, but the current market sentiment that we've seen for the past year and a half would like to say otherwise. Silver is pushing strongly. Sure, it's very volatile, and it can be discouraging to watch the silver price day to day. Ultimately, we've jumped $10 in spot price in the past 14 months. So now that that elephant in the room has been addressed, let's address the bigger elephant in the room, and that's going to be the appreciation of gold spot. Gold has seen some magnificent gains that have been very steady with little to no volatility at times. It's been a beautiful rise from $2,000 an ounce in under 2 years, and all I can say is I feel very vindicated. Sure, there's the possibility that gold spot could drop back down, but now that that psychological $3,000 high has been hit, I think that if it were to drop down under $3,000, it wouldn't take nearly as long to rise back above $3,000 again in the future. I kind of feel the same way about silver. Silver hits $30 an ounce. It drops back down to 27, 28, then it went back up to 30, then it went back to 29, then it started going to 32, then it would go back to 30, then it would go back to 34, and every single time it hit that magic number of 30, the next time it needed to hit $30 spot again, it became easier and easier and easier, and I don't think gold is any different. I think we're still adjusting to the fact that gold is $3,000 at minimum right now for 1 troy ounce, and the shock in the markets hasn't quite worn off yet. There's a lot of people that have been stacking for years and years, and there's no telling what kind of gains they have experienced, and at least right now during a bullish market, all those naysayers seem to be very quiet. But what the naysayers don't understand is there are some huge price catalysts coming in the future. I'm not here to pump the metals, but I do think a digital currency created by the United States government or any other large entity in the world like China or Russia, if a digital currency like that is to be put into circulation, I think metals are just going to go crazy in price. Tangibility is going away. You don't buy a DVD anymore. You watch movies on Netflix or HBO through your streaming services that you pay a subscription monthly for. There's probably not a lot of people here that play video games, but video games are the same way. Now you can only download video games. Going and buying a physical copy of a video game to put into your gaming console is kind of a thing of the past at this point. As a matter of fact, on a lot of gaming consoles, you just subscribe to a game pass, a game subscription, and it gives you a bunch of games for free so long as you're paying for that subscription. Everything is moving to a service and subscription base. The whole world is moving in that direction, and I think the last tower to fall in that sense will be the paper dollar. And whenever that happens, tangibility will be valued higher than it ever has before. I think that's a huge catalyst. I think once that does finally come to fruition, I think that gold may be something that's pretty much unattainable at that point. I don't know what the price of spot will go to, but I do feel that 1 ounce is going to be out of our hands. There's going to come a day that the people that were naysaying stackers and insulting stackers for their savings decisions, investment decisions, there's going to come a day that they will finally realize what we were doing this for. I don't think the government's out to get anybody necessarily, as long as you don't piss off the wrong people, but I do think there is a lot of value in privacy. I think there's a lot of value in you and your closest relatives being the only ones that are knowledgeable about the wealth that you own. And one day when everything is tracked, silver and gold stackers are going to be the only people that have wealth that's outside of the system. I don't think a lot of people outside of the stacking community realize that. Silver and gold will be the only thing that you could own that is outside of the fiat system and outside of the registered system. Land is wrapped up in tons of public records. Your house is wrapped up in tons of public records. Your car is wrapped up in tons of public records. Your stock portfolio that you have to pay taxes on every single year is wrapped up in a ton of public records. The only escape to that we have is silver and gold, and other precious metals, of course. And that's what I think the world is going to learn a bit too late. I admire silver and gold stackers that have been at this for years and years before loudmouths like myself came up on YouTube and started yapping about it for 10 minutes 3 times a week, but stackers that have been at it for a long time really did have their finger on the pulse, and I admire their foresight so much. But yeah, silver price, gold price, it's proving everybody wrong. I know we're in a bullish market, but I think it may be just beginning. As we see automation rolling out, as we see currencies, fiat dollars, paper dollars, tangible dollars becoming digitized, I think that the metals will push higher and higher and higher. How high, I don't really know. There's no telling, there's no way to predict that, but it's definitely not going to go down. That's for certain. And then and only then will the common public that mocked silver and gold stackers finally understand why we were doing it in the first place. And don't even get me started about a hyperinflationary event. Silver and gold stackers are protected from that too. But moral of the story is going to be, if there's anybody out there that discourages you or talks down on silver and gold stackers, whoever it may be, maybe a family member, maybe your favorite financial guru that you listen to on the internet, all I'm trying to say here is listen to your gut. Look at the metals for what they are from a non-emotional perspective. Think logically about what these metals provide, how scarce they are, how hard they are to get out of the ground, and the fact that we're not going to get any more of it here on Earth. Take a look at the large financial institutions that are stacking up on this stuff. Take a look at the world credit systems that are falling apart, the currencies worldwide that are falling apart. Look at all the sovereign countries and governments that are stacking up as much gold as they possibly can. There's a reason for that. And society doesn't want you to know about it because the people that design society also own most of the gold, in my opinion. They want to be the ones to hold the value. Gold and silver, silver and gold puts power back in the pockets of the people. So don't get discouraged if there's any naysayers out there that you've heard or any family members that talk down to you. Be smart about it, pace yourself, buy what you like, but most of all, stay safe out there. Peace. Peace.